welcome to week 3 of Richer Life. So this past weekend, I got really super mad at somebody. And I don't usually do this, but something just ticked me off. And I nursed it and nursed it and nursed it until it grew into this huge grudge that I had against a particular person who had just really upset me. And it was just internalizing inside of me like a pressure cooker until, I'm sorry to say for her, at the end of the day, my wife, Lori, asks me, "So is something bugging you?" And I just exploded all over her, even though I wasn't mad at her. It was somebody else, and I just kind of ranted and raved and got mad and yelled. And then she said, "Okay, thank you for venting. Sometimes we need to vent." But she said, "I think you need to calm down because I think the issue here is you haven't been getting a lot of sleep and you've been working a lot." She said, "I think if you just get a good night's rest, it's going to be okay." And she was right. The next morning, it really didn't bother me at all. And I learned a couple of things in that encounter about our topic this week, and that is relational generosity. Number one, I learned I was not showing it. I was not being relationally generous to the person I was angry with. I was not giving them the benefit of the doubt. I was not being forgiving, and it ruined my day. This person didn't ruin my day. My response to this person ruined my day. I was not being very relationally generous at all. Number two, I learned that my wife was being relationally generous to me. She didn't yell back at me. She listened to me. She spoke truth to me about, hey, listen, you need to go to bed and kind of sleep this off. And she was absolutely right. And I want to talk about relational generosity today. Being relationally generous is so huge. It's good for you. It's good for others. And the Bible talks a lot about relational generosity as well. The Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians 13, love keeps no record of wrongs. Man, that's a description of relational generosity. Jesus said, even if somebody offends you 7 times in a day, keep forgiving them. That's being relationally generous to somebody. Somebody told me just yesterday that forgiveness is literally like magic. Forgiveness does magic things to you. And you know, they're right. Forgiveness changes your blood pressure. It changes your hormone levels. It changes your levels of anxiety. Being relationally generous, as I said, is not only good for the other person and for your relationship with them, it's also good for you. And I'm not just talking about forgiveness when somebody has offended you in some major way. Relational generosity, keeping no record of wrongs, being gracious and polite to other people, and forgiveness. Relational generosity is the oil that smooths our relationships and really makes them work. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by the term relational generosity, I want to show you a little video that I think might help explain it, and then I want you to discuss this with your groups. Now, before I show you this, I want to explain this video was not made by a church or a Christian group. This was put out by a mental health organization in Great Britain. But I still think it has a great example of what being relationally generous looks like. Now, of course, in a Christian context, we are relationally generous to others because God has been relationally generous to us. That's why the Apostle Paul tells the Colossians, forgive one another as God in Christ forgave you. But still, I think this video has some great practical examples, so check this out and then discuss this with your group.
Dinner's ready.
Why didn't you ask me if I was hungry?
I did. You said you'd be hungry by 6. 6:30 now.
Well, I'm not. So I don't want it now.
How's work?
Fine.
Is something wrong?
No, I'm fine. Just stop asking me.
If you don't want to have it, then just don't have it. You don't have to eat it.
I'm sorry, but you've got this thing in your head about like, oh, I'm going to make like a really authentic Italian dinner, and it's just like this absolutely rank, raw. That's al dente.
Right.
Alright, sorry. My mistake. It's lovely.
Mmm. Delicious. Right, come on. Oh, for God's sake.
Leave me alone.
No, come on, get dressed, we're going to be late, come on.
I'm not going.
What? You have to come. It's not just any old dinner, it's my mum's birthday. She's expecting you to be there.
No, I don't even like your mum. I don't know why you keep on asking me to go to these things.
You don't have to come. I'll tell them you're not well. Try and leave early and come back and we'll just watch a film or something. Stop it. Stop.
What's wrong?
I'm reading. I said stop. I'm reading. I'm reading a book. You never give me any space.
Sorry. I didn't mean to crowd you. It's fine, no pressure.
No, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to explode like that.
It's okay. I love you.
I love you too. But I am gonna read. Oh, scary bit in the book. This is a scary book.
Has Queenie died yet?
Oh,